Hi everyone, welcome to On the Grooming Table. In this episode, we're going to be talking about what to ask when searching for a new groomer, because YouTube isn't just based in my little area of Brandon, it's global, and everybody has questions and they need to know which ones to ask when you're searching for a new groomer. So I've got a few for you today that's imperative that I think will be great for you to have to ask your future groomer. Make sure that you're talking to the groomer that's going to be grooming your dog. You don't want to go to a salon that you just drop them off and then you have no idea who's touching your dog, no idea how to convey what you want done with your dog, or any eccentricities, allergies, something that you really feel that groomer needs to know. So always make sure that you can speak with whoever is going to be doing your dog. And if they don't allow you to do so, or they say your groomer isn't here yet, then that's probably a sign that you don't want to be there, because you need to be able to build a relationship with that groomer. Also, another great one is ask which breeds should not be kennel dried or muzzled. There's a list of breeds that are brachycephalic, pug nose, or they have collapsible tracheas as well. And so those dogs should not be kennel dried. They should not be muzzled, because you can constrict their airway and cause them to asphyxiate. Also, if they're put in a kennel dryer, it can cause them to overheat, especially a kennel dryer that has heat. That's why here I hand blow dry my dogs for not only the health of their skin and coat, but for their safety as well. Another topic that comes up is if you have a dog that's scared or they've had a bad experience at a previous groomer. What you need to do is you need to ask this groomer what they would do if they had a scared dog. If their first reaction is to tell you that they would put a muzzle on it, you don't want to go there. Muzzles, as soon as a dog walks in and it's scared, if you put a muzzle on that dog, it's only going to enhance their fear and not make them feel comfortable at all. What I do is I sit on the floor and wait until that dog comes to me. Once they come to me, I begin petting them slowly. When it's time for them to start the grooming process, I put them on the table. I make sure there's no blade on my clippers, and I'll turn them on just for the vibration. I'll get them used to the sound, and then I will run them gently down their back and let them calm down that way and get used to grooming. This is also a great technique to use with puppies. And like I said, if their first reaction is to put the cone of shame or a muzzle on them, you definitely don't want to be going there. Another great thing to ask is the steps in their grooming process. What do they do? Have them walk you through step by step what they do with a groom. What I do is when they first come in, after we get all checked in, they go onto the grooming table. I file down their nails, because filing their nails leaves a powder on them, and if you wait till the end of the groom, what happens is that powder gets stuck in their paws, and we don't want that after a freshly groomed dog. I then clean their ears and remove their ear hair if that's applicable, and I'll brush them out so we can remove any mats, tangles. Then I will get them into the tub. We will do our moisturizing shampoo. Then we've got a conditioning treatment that I put on them that I usually leave on for about 3 minutes. It's great for any hair type, and it really soothes their coat. I do anal glands by request only. It's not very glamorous to do, and some dogs truly don't need it. So it's nothing extra, but I do it if they ask. After that, we go to the hand blow drying. Hand blow dry them completely. This ensures that their coat and skin is 100% dry. This is imperative, especially with any dog that has very thick hair, because if you don't get them 100% dry, what's gonna happen is that moisture is gonna sit on their skin and it's going to cause irritation, skin infection. And if you ever picked your dog up from the groomer and they've had that wet dog smell, it's because they weren't 100% dry when they left. Once we do the drying, we go ahead and come back onto the table. We'll do the haircut, neaten them up all over, and then they're ready to go home. Another great thing to ask is their education. Where did they become certified to become a groomer? Anybody can print a certification off the internet, or they can tell you that, oh, we're certified. But go a little further and ask the steps of what the certification process was. If they were self-taught or trained by another groomer, then you need to ask, well, what was your certification process? What was the steps that you took in order to become a groomer? For me, when I train groomers, it is a 6-week course, and it's 5 days a week, hands-on training, each week learning about a different breed. And then what we do is we have a test at the end. They have to pass the exam, and then they are certified as a groomer. They can't just, come as an apprentice and watch me for a few days and become a groomer. It's a very strenuous process that I do. That you want to make sure that other people do as well, because you don't need a license or education to be a dog groomer, which is very, very scary. And these private salons, you don't know what type of education they've had because there's really no law to have an education. So it's voluntary to be certified as a groomer and a pet stylist. So that's something that's you have to ask. And if they don't want to give that information to you, or they're hesitant about any of these questions, it's not a place that you want to be. You want to make sure that you have open communication with your dog's pet stylist, and that they truly do care about your pet, and they care about your concerns, and they make you feel comfortable, not just make your pet feel comfortable, because your pet ultimately is a part of the family, and you want to make sure they're left with somebody who is going to care for them just like you would. So I hope that these help you on this edition of On the Grooming Table. And until next time, I will see you later. I'm Jenn with Jenn's Pup and Suds. Have a great day.